All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing something a little different, but honestly incredibly fascinating. We're going to take a narrative that seems super simple on its surface, and we are putting it through a rigorous analytical breakdown. I'm talking about the classic children's story, The Happy Little Duck. We're looking past all that colorful imagery to uncover the sheer structural brilliance hiding right underneath.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The central question guiding our entire analysis today is this. What can a tiny duck, a bunny, and a turtle actually teach us about collaborative problem solving? Now, I know, it might sound like literal child's play at first glance, but I promise you, if we look closely at this text, we're going to uncover some surprisingly profound universal truths about synergy, empathy, and how highly effective teams function when a crisis hits.
But to do this properly, we really need to understand the structural framework the author is using here. We are looking at the precise anatomy of a fable. We've got a clear progression, moving from a peaceful status quo to a sudden inciting incident, through a collaborative execution phase, and finally ending up with a resonant moral. It's honestly a masterclass in pacing. Let's break down exactly how this engine operates.
First up, establishing peace. Now, the author doesn't just lazily tell us, it was a nice day. They use incredibly specific sensory imagery. A sun with a golden smile dancing with butterflies, colorful flowers, shiny pebbles, and sweet red berries. They are building this world from the ground up. This isn't just set dressing to keep kids entertained, it's a deliberate, methodical establishment of total environmental harmony. We, the audience, have to literally feel the perfection of this status quo so that when the disruption hits later, it actually carries some real narrative weight. And right in the middle of this perfectly harmonious world, we meet our protagonist, Dodo, a tiny duck splashing away in a little pond. His opening line? Quack, quack, what a beautiful day. He's joyful, he's active, and he is just perfectly aligned with his environment. He's flapping his tiny wings, deeply appreciating that world we just analyzed. Essentially, Dodo represents our baseline of pure, unbothered happiness. But almost immediately, that joy is shared. A bunny hops by with a cheerful, "Good morning, Dodo." This is a vital moment in the text because it introduces the interconnected nature of their world. Dodo isn't just isolated in his joy. His environment is populated with friendly, accessible actors who actively acknowledge each other. It establishes this really strong social network, which, as we'll see, is going to become absolutely essential for problem solving later on. Rounding out our core operational team, we have the turtle, who chimes in with, "Let's go on an adventure." The text notes he gives a slow wave, which contrasts so beautifully with the bunny's quick hopping and Dodo's energetic splashing. But more importantly, his dialogue is the formal call to action for the group. These back-to-back introductions, it's incredibly efficient storytelling. In just a handful of lines, we formed a unified, diverse team that is totally ready to tackle the day together.
But hey, every narrative needs stakes, right? Enter the unexpected crisis. A tiny chirp suddenly breaks through all that peaceful exploration. A baby bird has fallen from a low branch and cannot get back up to its nest. Just like that, the serene morning of shiny pebbles and sweet berries is gone. This is our inciting incident. Sure, it's a highly localized crisis, but it demands immediate, decisive attention. The status quo is officially shattered, and our newly formed team is put straight to the test.
Now, what is absolutely fascinating here is exactly how this team responds. We get a three-step rescue execution that is, frankly, a masterclass in tactical, collaborative problem solving. Notice they don't panic, and they don't all try to do the exact same job. They instinctively utilize their distinct inherent abilities. Step 1, the bunny, who is gentle and operates on the ground, carefully picks up the delicate baby bird. Step 2, the turtle, using his hard shell as a super secure transport platform, safely carries everyone over to the tree. And step 3, Dodo, the only team member with wings, flaps up to help that bird bridge the final crucial gap to the nest. I mean, it is pure operational synergy. Every single team member is leveraged as a highly unique asset. And the result of that flawless synergy? Total success. We see the mama bird smiling so happily, exclaiming, "Thank you, my kind friends." The execution phase is officially complete. The crisis has been neutralized, and it wasn't done by a single overpowered hero swooping in to save the day, but by a perfectly coordinated team effort where everyone played their specific necessary role. So, the really crucial point here is how this successful collaboration actually affects the characters internally. Think about it. We started the morning with splashing, dancing, and this high-energy exploration under a golden sun. But by evening, They're sitting peacefully beside the pond, just watching the sky turn orange and pink. This visual and tonal contrast perfectly maps out the character's emotional journey. They've transitioned from this innocent, almost chaotic morning energy into a quiet, deeply fulfilled peacefulness. It's a kind of tranquility that really only comes from shared accomplishment.
Which brings us directly to the thematic realization of the text. The narrative explicitly tells us, Dodo learned that helping others makes every day brighter. That physical journey of the day's adventure, hunting for flowers, finding berries, rescuing the bird, all of that was ultimately just a vehicle for this internal lesson. Empathy and assistance aren't just nice little things to do on the side. They structurally improve the quality and brightness of the character's own lived experiences.
And that naturally leads us right to the final defined moral of the story. Kind hearts make the happiest friends. That is the core takeaway the author leaves us with. And when we give this the adult, analytical weight it deserves, it's actually a remarkably powerful statement about the nature of collective success. True happiness in this interconnected world doesn't come from just accumulating the shiny pebbles or the sweet red berries we saw at the start. It is directly correlated to the application of a kind heart in a collaborative, empathetic setting.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought to chew on as you go about your week. Who can you lift up today by applying the Dodo method of collaborative kindness in your own life? Seriously, I challenge you to look at your own daily interactions and team dynamics. Where can you be the bunny, offering a gentle hand? Where can you be the turtle, providing a rock-solid foundation for others? Try taking some actionable inspiration from this incredible little fable. Thank you so much for joining me to break this all down, and I will see you in the next explainer.